If you want to stack the deck for success in your marketing campaigns, it's often a good idea to kind of mirror things that worked in the past. But there's ways it can go really, really wrong. I want to look at an ad like that, and then I want to look at three examples of how we can kind of do this effectively. So somebody submitted this ad, and they wanted to know, is it likely to be effective? It's a carpet cleaning ad, and the headline here, or the idea behind the campaign, is gallery is only number two, so why choose us? And, well, it's because we try harder. And the reason why this isn't going to work, let's step back into the early 60s when Hertz and Avis were number one and number two in the car rental company market. And Avis was number two. They needed a way to break into the market and get some more share. So they came up with this genius idea of, hey, we're Avis, we're number two, so we try harder. And this position their disadvantage of being number two and kind of made it an advantage. And it allowed them to shoot up hugely in the market. It's a big reason they're number one in Europe today. And so this company tried to apply the same thing. And so they're saying, we're number two, why go with us? Well, the reason it fails and why Avis succeeds is because people knew Avis was number two. Nobody knows this company is number two. And so when you say that, it's not believed, right? So the we try harder is also not believed. So the reason it failed overall is because they didn't get why the campaign idea worked in the first place. So they applied it in a way that is going to doom them to fail. It's going to waste their printing costs. It's going to waste their leads. It's going to make their campaign a failure. So now let's look at three examples of controls. These are ads or headlines that produce millions of dollars. I paid for these headlines in a promo package, so we know they worked. And we're going to look at how we could, why they worked and how we might mirror them effectively. So the first one here, boost your nitric oxide levels with L-arginine, right? Wrong. So in this market, people knew that nitric oxide was good. They knew it gave them benefits, and they thought L-arginine was like the best way to do that. So we're telling them, that's not actually true. We're starting with what they believe, and we're contradicting it. It's unexpected, so we're surprising them and getting their attention. And how we might break that down into a formula is get result with common solution, right? Wrong. And one way we might mirror this effectively is, I wrote this recently for LinkedIn. We just need to say something that they believe and then contradict it, right? So selling an identical product in a crowded market is a disadvantage, right? Wrong. Another example, you don't always have to go direct. You can kind of have the spirit of the campaign idea. And I'll show you what that means here. So everyone knows vitamin C is an immunity booster. The headline here is, forget vitamin C. This gives you a 200% boost in just 20 minutes. So we're saying, forget the common solution, implying it doesn't work, and implying that this is going to give you an immunity boost. That's even better. So it's not saying get a result directly. It's just saying, common solution doesn't work. This works better. Let's look at the next example here. So why are people as old as their 80s and 90s acting like youngsters again? What we're doing here is we're taking a claim that's not really that believable, and we are making it a question so we can kind of lend it temporary believability. So they may not believe it, but they're going to read the next line because we phrased it as a question. So how we may apply that, why are these copywriters doubling their revenue in 6 weeks or less? If I just said, the weird trick that copywriters use to boost their revenue in 6 weeks or whatever, not likely to be believed because, income claims are, make you skeptical. So if you have something that's like a big claim, they won't believe, phrase it as a question, and you can open that gate for believability. Third one here. So why you can take all the probiotics, enzymes, and antacids you want and still not fix your digestive problems. So in this market here, we have someone who is very skeptical. They tried a lot of things, and those things all failed. And they still have the problem. They still want the result. They want to get rid of that problem, but everything failed. So if we came in and said, this nutrient will ease your digestive problems, it's not going to work, right? So, and on the other hand, if we had a market where they hadn't tried a bunch of things, this also wouldn't work, right? So if we tried to mirror this for a market where, like LASIK for eye surgery, that kind of just works, right? So it wouldn't really make any sense to say, why you can whatever, and still not fix your eye problems. So you really got to be aware of the market, and if it makes sense for your market to mirror the headline. Kind of the breakdown here would be, why you can take all the common solutions you want and still have a problem. An example, why you can take all the vitamin C, zinc, and elderberry you want and still need immunity support. So, why you can take all these common solutions and still have this problem. And so, again, once we understand why a theme, campaign idea, or headline worked in another campaign, we can see, one, does it make sense for my market at this point to mirror this? And then two, we can see why it worked. And when we do that, one, we can say, will this fail like outright, or might it have a chance? And then two, we can see, how we can effectively apply those same principles to ours, so we don't get a blunder like the Avis and carpet cleaning guy. Anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. If you do apply this to your marketing, you're going to have a lot better consistency. You're going to, kind of stack the deck for your success. You're going to be a lot more marketing savvy, and you're going to have a good time. If you found it useful, I'd love to hear in the comments. If you've seen any examples of swipes that were good or bad, I would love to hear about those. Thank you guys so much for watching. Talk to you later.